Yo, what's on guys, it is Tom and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new episode of my MotoGP career mode here, or rider career for the Moto3 category. In today's episode, we'll be racing around Catalonia and Assen. First of all guys, I want to thank you for the support in the series so far, and the first couple of episodes have been doing much better than I actually expected basically, and hopefully this time this one should go smoothly according to plan, and it should be live commentated instead of the last episode which was post commentated because I had a few issues and I actually forgot to press record last time out. But here we are. Today we've got Catalonia on the newly modified Sector 3 or final sector layout, which is basically the F1 layout now. Before they used to go really wide at the hairpin and also use the old flat out corner before the final corner. So we've got the new sort of Catalonia layout, and then also we'll be doing my second favourite track, the joint favourite Mugello, Assen, which is one that I'm always really quick on. So hopefully in these two circuits we'll have a nice bit of pace, but I'm really looking forward to this episode. And just like the last one, two tracks I absolutely love. So without further ado, let's jump straight into Catalonia for qualifying. Right, here we are then at the beautiful Catalonia circuit, and I should be looking forward to this one. It's one of them tracks that I know very well from the F1 obviously, and it's one where I haven't got to learn the layout at all, so we can just jump straight into things, and hopefully we can have some good pace in qualifying and try and go for another pole position. That would be absolutely remarkable considering we're in the Mahindra. So without further ado, let's jump straight into qualifying. Okay, so far my first lap isn't too bad. I've got to negotiate now this new chicane, which is a much more tricky motorbike than it is in an F1 car. And I've got my teammate who's right next to me trying to battle it out with me here on track. But here we go through the final corner. Let's see what this lap is like. Oh, can I keep it on the track? Just about running onto the AstroTurf, but we've kept it on. Let's see across the line what the lap is. Here we go, a little bit further down than the F1 line, and there we go, across the line, and we're 1/10 off the pace. So not too bad actually on opening lap, and I think we can probably get pole position here if I hook up a perfect lap. So here we go, let's try this one more time. Okay, I'm on a pretty good lap here, 6/10 up in the middle sector, or should I say the third sector. As we go into the hairpin, I missed my apex a little bit, running a little bit wide. This section here I'm not very good at. I'm definitely, it's just something that was really weird on a motorbike compared to the F1 car. But I still think we've got enough pace to keep it going here and hold on to a purple lap, or red lap should I say. Fastest lap so far. A little bit scruffy through here. Let's try and nail this front chicane. Get it flipped across. There we go, on the power nice and early. Try and squad it on. Here we go, through the final corner. Little lift, because last time we ran out a little bit wide. On the power, here we go, on the curb, out the final corner. Let's see what it is, across the line. Will it be a pole position for the Catalonia Grand Prix? Yes it is, by 0.2 of a second. You pull one out the bag, and we're in first place for the race. So I think that's going to call it there for qualifying with 5 minutes to go. I think we've got this pretty much sealed and in the bag. So always a good qualifying session here at Catalonia. And I've got to say, the bike's feeling absolutely magnificent lately, and this qualifying session has been absolutely no different. So let's jump into the race now and see if we can have a better start than normal and try and convert this quali into a race win. There we go, official confirmation, and first place, and no one really challenged us that much this race. We've got the usual suspects like Mir, Finati and Kennett in the top 4, and also people like Antonelli also qualifying quite poorly as they normally do, but I'm expecting Antonelli to also come back in the race. But all the usual suspects are there in the top 10, so it's going to promise to be an exciting race as always. So let's jump into the race.
Just a few more seconds for the race to start. Will those riders on the front row be able to make the most of their advantage? Or will those pre-race nerves get the better of them?
Right then, here we go. The Spanish Grand Prix, or should I say the Catalan Grand Prix. 4 red lights, and we're away round 5 or round 6, or sorry, round 7 of the season should I say. And here we go. Usual starters, Mir and Finati jump us. Now we've got to try and tuck into some slipstream here and try and stay behind these guys. Try and pick up a run on Mir. Maybe even pass him back into the first corner here. I don't know what the AI like in terms of braking, so it's going to be a bit of guesswork involved as we got the inside quite comfortably of Mir into the first corner. And we're back up into the lead of the race, regaining first place as we now go into turn 3 for the first time here. Let's try and pick out a line. I'm running a little bit wide, and we're just going to have to wait for a little bit to pick up the power. Short shift up into third, squared it on, and I think so far we're doing pretty good holding first place. So just going to try and settle down in this position. Hopefully no one comes up our inside. I'm going to probably jinx that as we got some up our inside. I think that might have been Finati trying to make him move up my inside, and we're still in first place. So this has actually been a much better start than what I've had in previous races, where I've always sort of fallen back a bit. As we go into this left-hander, Finati's just barging me out of the way. So there we go, just jinxed, as I said, a better start than previous races, but Finati just forced me out of the way. And here comes Belega, great speed around the outside. I'm going to just take the usual inside line through here, get on the power. Let's try and have a little scrap with these guys, and maybe try and pull away and do my thing up front. Fenati's going to obviously take the normal line through here. I want to try and get on the power. He's taking a bit of a wide line, so that's going to affect his straight line speed as I pick up the toe. Here we go then. I'm going to pull to the inside on Fenati. Can I pull off the move on the brakes? I don't really have the confidence into this corner compared to the AI on the brakes. I'm going to run it in nice and deep though. Pull the nose back on the power. A little bit of argy-bargy. Belega makes a move into first place. I'm going to hang around the outside. And there we go. We've retaken first place for now. But these guys are not done yet. I'm going to have to get the power on a little bit earlier. Go around the outside. We've made it work just about. So now we've got to bring the nose down. I hate this section on this bike already. I really don't like how it feels. I wish we could just go back to the old lab. Obviously, there was a calamity that happened in real life last season with Le Salon. And it's been modified due to that particular circumstance. But here we go. Back up into first place, getting past Fenati beautifully there, switching back on him through the chicane, and we're going to remain to the lead of the race as we go on to the start of lap 2, but you have to wonder for how long, because we're going to get absolutely trounced in straight line speed by Fenati. And look at that Belega, Jesus, he's so quick. Also Mir as well, and Canet, everyone just flying. I'm going to take the racing line. Oh wow, big contact there, big crash with Dry Mir there. I'm going to have to slow down and lose a position or two as we rejoin the track, and that's a big crash with Dry Mir. So I have to watch that, but he sort of swung back into the racing line under braking from what I could see. So I don't know, you guys can let me know in the comments down below who you thought that was, but luckily I'm still on 2 wheels, so we got to keep on going here as we got the inside of Martin and also Canet and Belega squeezing up through there. Got a good exit. I'm going to try and have a sniff at Fenati. He's going to make the move on the inside. There's no way I'm going around the outside of Fenati through there. There's Martin. I'm going to swing back on him though, pick up the traction. Beautiful move. We're going to take the short line into the next corner, up the inside, and there we go. We're back up into first momentarily as Fenati goes back up my inside, but I've got the momentum with me around the outside, and I'm going to retake first place. So nice job there, and this bike's feeling really nice around there. I've got to say, I'm really starting to learn now what the Mahindra's like, as Fenati slams up my inside quite aggressively there, and we're back down to second place. But I can definitely hold my own now, and ever since I've changed my strategy and used a medium tyre on the rear, I've been so much more competitive in just racing as a whole, and I've had a much more better pace throughout the entirety of the race. So definitely a good decision on my behalf. We've had contact with Migno. Bad bit of contact with Migno there. I was taking a line and we sort of swung into each other. I think that might have been my fault, to be fair, but no penalty to basically penalise me for that incident. So we're just going to continue on, but we've had 2 casualties so far, and we've lost the place to Canet in the process. We've got to swing the bike back across here. Let's try and squirt the power on through the final corner. Let's take a little lift. Short shift to third to get the nose in, and now we're going to pick up the traction and the straight line speed onto the pit straight. Here we go. Look at the speed I've got on Canet. Also Belega making a move for the lead of the race. I'm trying to say second place, sorry. Let's see how much of a toe we can pick up here on this pit straight. Belega getting past Martin. I'm getting a nice little bit of toe here. I'm going to slow it all down for the first corner. I'm coming in a bit hot, but I'm going to make it work. Oh no, falling off. That's not gone well. Too much curb. It's taken a bit too much curb there, and that's affected me quite badly. So I'm going to rejoin in amongst this pack here, down to P17 for now. So that's not ideal. That's the first crash I've had since Qatar, I believe, or it might have been the second race at since Argentina, sorry, across the line at Termas del Rio Hondo. So that's the first crash I've had in a little while, just pushing the bike a little bit too much and getting too confident on the bike. But we're going to keep on going here. Let's try and get past Suzuki, who's the guy ahead of us here. We should be in a good position to get past him here as we go up the inside on the brakes. Slowing it all down, getting on the power beautifully there. Just try and keep Suzuki behind us, and there we go. We're up into P16 now. We can try and get past Narodin by the look of it, as we just filter through this middle sector now. Let's see if we can get a run maybe out of turn 9. That would be ideal. Onto the back straight, keeping it in second gear. Gonna take the slow in and fast out approach. Squirt on the power, pick up the toe. We're a little bit too far back for now, so I have to make a move maybe elsewhere. Unless I'm absolutely ridiculous on the brakes, which I'm not really particularly great at, as Suzuki tries to come back up my inside, but no room through there just yet. As we now go through here once again, I'm going to carry good speed through this section. I'm going to try and take a bit of a switchback line on the Rodin here and carry the speed. I've got great speed around the outside actually, and can we go around the outside of Narodin? Yes we can. Beautiful move, making it stick there. And look at this, McPhee way down the order. John McPhee just so far down, and he started P7 I believe or something like that, so definitely hasn't had a good race so far. So we're going to try and pick him off next as we get a good run around the outside. He's going to force us off a little bit, We got, I think that might be in Danilo. Yeah, Danilo's ahead of us. So it's going to be 3 wide for a moment. I'm going to try and go to the outside. And me and McPhee is going to breeze past him at both sides. Here comes McPhee. He's got a little bit of speed in that British racing team, I believe it's called, motorbike. But I've got the braking on him into the first corner. I've got the confidence on the brakes to stay ahead. And now we've got Loy ahead of us. And also I think Mears in that pack as well. So Mears recovering quite nicely after that accident he had with me a couple of laps ago. And here we go, through turn 3. I'm taking the more F1 line, you could say. The wider line into the corner. I'm pretty okay onto the brakes into here, so I'm going to just try and follow these guys through. Take a nice tight line, which is what I like to take. These guys take a really wide line. I like to take a nice tight one, and I've gone down again. More contact. That's going to be a pretty hefty one. That's someone else has gone down as well. That's that might have been, yeah, that's Danilo who's gone down. So more contact yet again. So that's going to affect us quite badly. I think now we're down to 26. So any chance of getting points this race? P15. We might have to fight for P15. That's the only thing we've got left today. So let's just try and keep going here. Up the inside of Sasaki. Right, here we go. Got run on Arbolino. I'm going to go around the outside, which will then become the inside for the next corner. And we're going to pull off a double overtake. We've got Kornfeld ahead of us here. So let's try and pick him off in the next couple of corners. Try and take a bit nice and tight line through here. Onto the curb again. Risky business, but I've got to take risks now because I've fallen down a couple of times. I need to try and recover some positions. So let's try and get these guys. We've got Pagliani ahead of us here. He's going to slow down a little bit. I'm going to pick up the traction a little bit later with the slow in, fast out approach. We're going to get the run and the momentum. We're going to try and go 3 wide down the pit straight here. Here we go. Let's see how much speed we have in this Mahindra bike. We've got a Renas pulling away wherever bike is. I think it's on the same bike as me. So there you go. The Mahindra working nicely in a straight line around the circuit as I slow it all down for the first corner now on the brakes. Oh, I'm going to come in a bit hot. Almost take out my teammate, De La Porta. But we've got a nice run though through here. Can we slice one up the inside? Not quite. Onto the curb. Not good, not good. Get off the curb line. P19, we've got 1.5 laps to go. Just over 1.5 laps, so we can still do something here. Nice tight exit through there. I think we're going to go for a little sniff on the brakes here. On our teammate, and also Guevara as well. They'll double overtake 2 for the price of 1. Nice move there, up into P17. Right, 2 more to pass and we'll be back in the point. So this could be a pretty good recovery ride if we pull this off, as it's actually 3 bikes ahead of us. So if we get past those guys, we'll definitely be in the points 100%. So let's try and get onto the back of them before the end of this lap. Alright, a great end to the lap here. I'm right on the back of these guys. We're going to get a good run through the final corner, pick up a nice healthy bit of slipstream, and here we go then. Let's try and make the move on these guys. Pull into the inside of Suzuki once again for the second time this race. Now we're going to try and get past on the Rodin. Look at the straight line speed in this Mahindra. Wow, this is not too bad, I've got to say. Suzuki's going to try and go back up the inside. I'm going to go nice and late on the brakes. Suzuki's going to hit me a little bit. Can I pull it down for the apex? We've got Ramirez ahead of us here. I'm going to cut back on him. Can I try and make a possible move on this guy as we go around the outside? I'm going to use the gears to play around with the gears a little bit, try and get a bit of a tighter exit. Oh, it's going to shut the door on me a little bit there. That's going to compromise my exit speed quite severely. I'm going to stick with him though, because I feel like I can dive it on the brakes up the inside if I want to. Nice and late. There we go. Nice move. McPhee's up next. Let's try and get him off. It's the last lap of the race, so let's try and overtake him and make that position count, and then try and finish this race in P13 if possible. That wouldn't be too shabby, if I do say so myself. Okay, I'm right on the back of McPhee. We're going to go for the chicane for the final time this race. I'm going to wait for my opportunity. I think I can get him if I've got the speed for the final corner, which I tend to have. It's a bit of a longer pit straight than what it is in the F1 layout, so let's try and do our usual line through here. Nice bit of momentum. I'm going to pull to the inside, and there we go. We should be able to pip him across the line for P13, sorry, and that's going to be the end of the Catalan Grand Prix. Not too bad there, considering I fell off twice. 13th place is not too bad. We've got some points, so that's not too shabby there. But looking at the final race results, you can see that Belega actually picked up the win there. So people like Antonelli in P9 didn't really switch on today. Mir in P8 after that full good recovery drive from him. But yep, I think I was probably the culprit for the second crash. But that's just the way it goes. Ertel and Bastianini, they're making good recovery drives starting from outside of the top 10. But overall, that was Catalunya, and we're now going to move into Assen. Right. Assen, one of the best tracks on the calendar. Like I said, my second favourite, if not joint favourite, with Mugello, for very different reasons. On some days I prefer Assen, some other days I prefer Mugello, but I absolutely love this circuit to bits, especially if, as we just had in the Real Life Grand Prix just a couple of days ago. This race just produces some great racing, and it's just been the scene of so many great races in the past, and it's got a real rich heritage of motorbike racing around this circuit, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Hopefully we can try and get a good result. So without further ado, let's jump straight into qualifying. Right, here we go then, through this swooping left-hander into the chicane. I've got Fanati ahead of me for traffic, which isn't ideal, but I'm fastest in the third sector. Straight away, slotted into the rhythm of this track. I literally know it with my eyes shut. It's one of the best tracks in the calendar, like I said. Here we go, across the line, and it's going to be half a tenth off pole position on my first lap. So there you go, not too shabby on my first attempt. So now we've got to go for a second crack of the cherry, but getting past Fanati in the process. Let's see if we can try and push a little bit more on this lap. Oh my god, I'm on an absolute incredible lap. 1.4 up in sector 3. I'm on an absolutely ridiculous one. Let's try and pull it down for this long swooping left-hander. But right now, this has been a perfect lap. Just got to negotiate the final chicane. Let's see how much speed we can carry into here. First gear. Be nice and aggressive on the power. Here we go. Out the final corner. This should be pole position by quite a bit. Here we go. Across the line. And is it pole position? Yes, it is. By 1.4 seconds. Right. Qualifying is over. I mean, totally over. What a lap that was. That was perfect in every every possible meaning of the word. That lap was nailed. Every single corner. So yeah, qualifying is over. So there we go. Pole position by 1.5 seconds. Simple as that. So hopefully we can convert this to winning the race. Unlike the last time in Spain, let's try and have a nice clean race. Not fall off as often. And try and convert this pole into a race win. So without further ado, let's jump right into the race.
Riders have all lined up on the starting grid. We are mere seconds away from the start of what promises to be a sensational Grand Prix.
Right, here we go then. I'm going to gear up to the 4 red lights. It's round 8 of the season for Assen, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go. I'm going to try and move to the inside now and get a nice aggressive start. Move to the inside. I want that inside line for the first corner. And here we go then. Mir and Canet get past us at the start of the race. That's no problems. I'm going to take the inside line as usual and retake first place. We've got Canet trying to fight me up the inside. I'm going to go nice and wide into this corner. Take my aggressive line. Try and swing back on these guys. Mir and also Martin making moves. But I'm going to pick up the traction through here and the speed. Slow it all down for this long, very slow left-hander. Barging my way past Martin and also around the outside of Mir and Canet into the race lead. Once again, fantastic start and a nice exit out of that corner, picking up some good traction. And here we go then. We're going to throw it into the chicane for the first time this race. Let's see how much speed we can carry into here. Just about avoiding the curb. Slowing it all down for the second part of the chicane. Martin forcing me out wide. Canet making the move. I'm going to stick with these guys. Nice and aggressive into here. Martin still forcing his way through. Fanati now getting in on the action. I've still held it around the outside beautifully though. Canet's trying to make a breakaway for it. I'm going to stop him in his tracks if possible. Take a nice line into here. Pick up the traction. And then I'm going to take my line into this corner, which is a bit of a different one to what these guys take. Or not, because I've been forced out wide by Fanati. I'm going to pick up the traction nice and early though. Swing back on them possibly as I take a nice tight line through there. Skidding the rear tyre a little bit. Now through one of the best corners on the track. Flat out through the kink. Using all the curb. Bike getting out of shape as we rejoin the circuit. 6th gear momentarily. Dropping it down to 5th once again. And then 4th for this swooping left-hander. Picking up the traction. Using the curb. And now we're going to throw it into the chicane for the first time this race. Nice and late on the brakes. Nice and aggressive through the chicane. A good exit speed. And Fanati's made the move on Canet. I'm going to retake P2 as we come across the line to start lap number 2. Here we go then. I'm going to go to the inside of Fanati. I feel like I've got him on the brakes here. If I just throw it into the apex. The apex, there's some natural camber which just helps you pick up the bike. And there we go. Back up into first place. And a nice move there to cap things off. And we're now going to throw it into this sort of slow section once again. Into the sort of snell bit. Fanati makes the move. I'm going to take my line and switch back on him. Retake first place. I've run a bit deep though. I've run it a little bit deep. And off goes Martin. I might have been off Fanati, sorry. Fanati's off the bike. A little bit of contact there. So I think that's partially mine his fault. Because I wasn't going anywhere. And he wasn't going anywhere. Because he was trying to go for the apex. And I was on the apex. So either way, now Martin's made the move here. Also, Mir's going to make an overtake. I'm going to have to go around the outside. Can I pull it off? I haven't got the confidence to throw it back up the inside there. Canet's pulled off a beauty around my outside. Jesus, he's got a lot of speed in that bike. Belega's now at my inside. These guys are really racing hard here today at Assen. Jesus. Alright, let's try and keep fighting them. Canet's made the move. I'm going to go back up the inside on the brakes if possible. Nice and light, nice and late. Nice tight line. And now we're going to take a nice sort of sharp, shallow line into this corner. Keep it nice and tight on the curbing and the apex. Try and barge my way through. getting past Mir. I'm on the curb. I need to get off that curb ASAP. Onto the AstroTurf. Mir makes the move and re-overtakes me for now. Flat out, just about. Canet still barging me out. Here we go. We're going to go through the kink. Ertul's getting into the mix now. Let's slow the bike down. Slow it down. Oh, nice run through there. That's very nice. That is very nice. Nice run. Into the chicane. Let's swing the bike back. Pick up the traction on the exit. Hold on to P3 as we go into the start of lap 3 here. This is such an intense race and the speed is just absolutely thrilling around the circuit. Here comes Canet on my inside again. He's going to make the move. I'm going to swing back at him just about and pick up the apex. Turn in a little bit early to pick up that early apex for the corner of turn 1. Here we go then. Behind me and Martin, who's trying to make a breakaway. I'm going to take a nice tight line this time. Different line to what they're taking. And then throw one up the inside of Mir into this slow left-hander. Can we pull it off? Yes, we can. Pick up the traction on the exit. Let's try and match Martin here. Pick up the toe. Alright. I'm going to let Martin run away with it for a little bit. I'm going to time my overtake to perfection. Time the moment to strike. Mir makes the move on me. I'm absolutely fine with that. Just going to wait. Wait for my time to strike. I want to try and strike and break away if possible. So this has to be timed. As we get a great run on Mir, this could be the chance. Because I'm going to go up the inside of Martin here. Nice and tight. There we go. Beautiful move. Into the lead once again. Now this is my chance. This section is where I'm pretty competitive. So let's try and get on the power. Squat it on. Take a nice clean line through there. Don't get on the curb too much. Just ride the white line. On to the power now. Got no bikes to disturb us as I go flat out through the kink. This is what I'm talking about. Timing the overtake to perfection. Shift it out to 6th. Let's keep it going through here now. Flat out through the section. Shift the gear down. Drop it another gear. Power on nice and early into the chicane. Let's try and break as late as I dare into here. First gear. Flick it across. Absolutely perfect. Nailed that final chicane as we go on to the start of lap 4. And we've got a little bit of distance now between me and the bikes behind. So let's try and keep pushing now. That was an absolutely incredible lap, and I've pretty much matched my qualifying lap time. I mean, that was an incredible lap time. Now I'm over 2 seconds ahead of the guys behind. So there you go. Just that's how good I was in that last lap. Just timed the overtake to perfection. There's a little bit of breakaway, so there's only 2 bikes in the mix along with myself. So that was a good chance for me to make the move and time the pull away, and that's exactly what I've done. And I've absolutely nailed it. So now it's just basically clean air from now until the end of the race. Through the chicane for the final time this race, I've been absolutely dominant. The bike has been absolutely fantastic. And here we go then, out of the chicane for the final time to win the Dutch Grand Prix at Assen. And what a race. Absolutely dominant. Fantastic pace. And the bike was absolutely brilliant. And everything just came together beautifully that weekend. And the pace was just unreal. Absolutely incredible pace. And I'm so pleased with how that race has gone, I've got to say. And we absolutely deserve that race win there. But wow. What a performance. And there we have it, looking at the driver standings after falling off a couple of times in Spain in the last race. We still got some points, and obviously today we've recovered massively with a race win, and we're only 16 points off the top. So if we keep this going, you have to wonder, could we fight for the World Riders Championship? But finally looking at the constructors, still putting in points from Mahindra, but they're still miles away from Honda, and unless someone pulls their act together, I can't do the whole job myself. So hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the MotoGP Rider Career, and if you have, then a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated on the video. Also, if you can subscribe to my channel for future content like this and also other F1 content, then that'd be absolutely fantastic. But I thank you ever so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.